Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. This video is going to be the third video in a series about using the CSM hub stands, and this is going to be about putting them on the car. Alright, so I moved the car, I put it nose first into the garage. My garage has a slope from the house to the driveway. Most garages do. It's sort of a engineering specification so that fluids will run that way and not into the house. Mainly like a water heater if your water heater burst. Anyway, that should not be a problem with the alignment. However, except for one thing, you want to make sure the car doesn't roll out the door or roll over yourself or somebody else. So when you've got it up on hub stands, or for that matter, when it's parked like it's parked right now, you should have it in gear, have the parking brake on. Once I get it up in the air on the hub stands, I'm thinking I might put a safety strap on it or lock down the rears while I'm working on the front, lock down the fronts while I'm working on the rears, or something like that. I will get into a little more detail on that when I get to it. But first off, I'm going to take the tow bars off because I think that'll just make it a little easier to get the hub stands onto the car. What you want to do as far as setting the height of your hub stands, Froggy has different setups of rims and tires. Generally, they come in about a 25 front diameter, 26 rear diameter. So half of that is the radius. The radius will be about from the ground to the middle of here. Now, you can set your car up higher on the hub stands. You can jack it up higher, bolt the hub stands on at a higher level than what you need. It won't affect the alignment. What you do want to do, though, is have the difference front to rear to be factored in. So what I'm going to do, long story short, I'm going to use the fourth hole down here on the fronts, and the rears are a little bit taller, so I'm going to go up one hole on the rears. This third shoulder bolt is just for storage, so you don't have to worry about that. When you take it out, this thing will flop either that way or that way. So I'm going to set them up and I'll show you. Okay, get your car up in the air. I'm not going to show you how to do that. There are plenty of other videos on how to do that. Get it up in the air, take your wheels off, and I would suggest assemble each corner with the appropriate hub stand, and those are the lug nut washers. And I have marked mine front and rear just so I don't get them mixed up because they are set at different heights as we covered previously. Alright, so put your washers on there and tighten up your lug nuts. I like to jiggle this a little bit as I'm tightening, and you want to use the star pattern just like you were putting a regular wheel on, crisscross star pattern, whatever you call it. And just watch that each one of these kind of centers itself on the washer, because the washer's tapered, the lug nut's tapered, and that's what gets everything centered. Corvettes are not hub-centric, they are lug nut-centric. Maybe this will put that myth to rest. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Anyway, get them on, all four corners, 30 foot-pounds. So this you are putting, most guys will put roughly 100 foot-pounds for a regular wheel. This is going to be 30. You don't have to put it up to the same torque spec as a regular wheel. You're not going to be driving around corners or anything with this. There we are. Now center your steering wheel, and you're going to slowly, as slow as you can do it, even slower than as slow as you can do it, lower the car down onto the hub stands. In the back, the left and right may be a little bit off. Your differential will take care of that when you drop it down. Just go slow. Make sure that your locking screws, these locking screws are all up higher than the balls, so you're not lowering it down on the locking screw. And when I let mine down, I did notice that I jack up one middle jack in the back. Just the way I do it. You don't have to do it that way. When I let it down, I noticed one side touched before the other side, which is fine. But this side here was kind of at a little bit of an angle, like my foot, where the front touched first and the back was kind of still up in the air. So I went back up a few strokes and I just kicked it. So I'm moving, against the differential, of course. And I kicked it and made it more level, and then I let it down again, and it was fine. Now your car will move around. I'm just going to put my hip. See, my hip is up against it. Well, you can't really tell because I'm shaking the camera, but yeah, you can see that moving. So we're fully on the hub stands in the back now. Let's do the front. On the front, unless you have two people, you're going to have to do one side at a time. So maybe I can let this down and hold the camera at the same time. So I've still got one other jack. Here we go. Slow. See how slow I'm doing that? Because your suspension is at full droop, right? So it's got to move a little bit. Alright, that's off the jack. It's on the hub stand. Pull this one out. Steering wheel is still straight, more or less. These C6 Corvettes don't lock the steering wheel like the C5s. Alright, let's let this side down. Whoa! See, that was a little bit too fast. You don't really have... You have to try and control the jack, but, each jack is different. Let's go. Try again, slower. Okay, here we go. Down, down, down. You can see the fender coming down. Nice and easy, baby. There. We're down. All right. Here it is. So I'm going to call this a wrap, and I'm going to call this putting the hub stands onto the car, and I'm going to do another video once I start doing the alignment. Okay? So give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Be safe, have fun. Froggy out, and click on the notification bell if you want to see the next one that comes out. Okay? Bye. Footnote, just as an example, those are some of the adjustments that you're going to get to, upper control arm. And as the directions point out, if you wanted the car to be higher by another, I guess you could go 2 to 3 inches higher maybe. Just make sure that the stagger that you calculate between the front and the rear, you keep that differential, but you can put the car up higher if you want a little room, a little more room to work on it. Okay? Bye. Another footnote. Let me talk just one little bit about the surface that these balls are on. See, I have like a texture to it. It's called granite look, whatever. And if you have a regular broom finish concrete floor, or even if you've paved it, you're okay, probably. I'm probably going to get some steel plates to put underneath these hub stands so that they can move a little easier. I mean, I'm trying to move it. They'll move still as I put the car up and down and make my adjustments, but if you wanted to take it to the nth serious precision degree, I would put some steel plates underneath there. I'm going to get some, and then I'll show you when I get those steel plates. Okay, bye.